Studio. We thank you so much for joining us. It's Monday. It's a short show, but we have Dr. Jennifer Bryan with the Mississippi State Medical Association in the Element Wealth Studios. Thanks for coming in, Dr. Bryan. Good to see you again.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
We wanted to talk to you about food insecurity in the state of Mississippi. It's kind of hard to believe that in this day and age we still have this problem here in our state and in our country.
Absolutely.
Honestly, and I think perhaps the situation in Mississippi is the most pronounced. But what are you guys doing to help out with this problem?
So first, we want to thank SuperTalk. You guys have been great partners in recognizing the need in our state. And also, this stemmed from some conversations that we've had over the past couple of years with the Ag Commissioner, Andy Gibson, and he really had his finger on the pulse of rural areas and their struggles. And through our House of Delegates, there came a resolution that we passed about, meeting the need of our population. I thought I'd start with a couple of statistics. The CDC reports that food security in Mississippi leads to 49.9% of adults not consuming fruit and 30.6% of Mississippi adults consuming vegetables less than once a day. And also, our poverty rate, that's 28.6% in the Delta, 20% overall in our state, where it's 13% nationally. So food insecurity here, we're number one in the country. And the statistics, even magnify with our elderly population and their access to food. So to some who hear this, it may be shocking that 1 in 6 of Mississippians, or about 480,000 people, don't have enough to eat, but it's the truth.
Man, that's really incredible.
You guys, Atmos Energy, Ergon, and the Mississippi Food Network have partnered with the physicians of the state on meeting this need during the holiday season, and we so appreciate our partners.
Wow. Well, I think, honestly, it's incumbent upon all of us, including the private sector, and this great company, of course, recognizes that and comes to the call to help our fellow Mississippians with this issue. Nobody out there should be struggling for food.
No. In fact, 1 in 8 of seniors are experiencing, food shortfalls and access to food. So we got together with the stakeholders, and like I said, Ergon and Atmos, SuperTalk, Mississippi Food Network, and really created this drive, and you'll be hearing more about it on the radio. Thank you for that, leading up to December the 13th. That's right, and we're going to be live from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the Kroger on I-55 North. And we also have a landing page, which I believe will be posted on your website, ours, and our other partners, where you can donate. So you can come by that day and bring non-perishable food items. You can also go to the site and make donations. With our corporate sponsors, right now, we're matching up to $10,000 every dollar that is donated. And it's through the Food Network and their expertise, I'm told that $10 can feed 60 people.
Wow.
So it's really an amazing impact that we can make here.
Dr. Bryan, is this something that you may note as just part of your regular practice responsibilities, where you'll see patients that you can tell have some sort of deficiency here?
Absolutely. We see in our state, it's access to healthy foods that's really the problem, because we know that eating healthier is more expensive, and it leads to the medical problems that we see in our state: hypertension, heart disease, diabetes. But it is quite often that we'll see people that don't have enough to eat, and they're relying on the support of the community or the church or nonprofits. And in our rural areas, that access even gets harder. It may be economic, it may be access to healthy food options or grocery stores in their region. But we can't fix every problem every day, but the holidays are a wonderful time where we can support families in need. And of course, the non-perishables will support them through the holidays. So we just, it does contribute to our overall health. But again, we don't think about it on a day-to-day basis, or at least I don't, and I should. But access to food across our state, particularly healthy food, is a real problem, and it's leading to adverse health outcomes. So we're hoping to get to the 20,000 mark. We've got up to $10,000. We're going to match every dollar, and the Mississippians that can be fed as a result of this, it will be impactful across the state.
With respect to just adopting a healthy diet, I wonder how much is just a function of people not knowing, honestly, that much of our population doesn't realize the correlation and the connection between what you eat and disease.
Oh, absolutely, and we're seeing that people begin to focus more on wellness. That's some of the benefits, I guess, of technology and access to media, but still there is a lot of just general health literacy that we could do better on. And I find myself talking to people about the colors of the vegetables and fruit that you eat, and to mix things up and the quality of the food. But again, those asks are expensive, and so we want to kind of put our money where our mouths are, and we want the state to do better. We want the state to be healthier, and our doctors see a need. Food is medicine. We're seeing that across the country as kind of an ongoing theme, that food is medicine, and healthy nutrition can improve our health outcomes.
Yeah, it's incredible. What about the so-called food deserts? You hear a lot of talk about that. I know the American Heart Association, for example, has done a lot of detailed, comprehensive studies on that, where they'll show that, a person that lives in adjacent zip codes, at one zip code you've got just a terrible occurrence of heart disease just because of the proximity of healthy food next to the other zip code where there is more availability.
That's the truth, and some of our problems are cultural. I mean, we've just had Thanksgiving, and I'm sure that you and I both had some things that we probably shouldn't have over the holiday. But we do need a paradigm shift in how we eat, and then access. It's not unlike our access to health care issue, where we want to continue to spotlight our rural communities and really encourage businesses to think of ways to reach there. Getting in a car is a luxury for some people, to drive across to the other county and get food. So there are wonderful programs. Again, a shout out to the Mississippi Food Network. I think they cover 30 counties, and they really do a very good job in this space. But we can do more, and we want to support them and their worthy work. So if there are listeners that are listening, please consider going to the SuperTalk website, and they'll have the link set up, and give what you can. This goes across the state to meet the needs of many hungry Mississippians.
Is there a message here for the legislature, for our lawmakers, Dr. Bryan? I got to ask you that.
Well, I would say that food is medicine, and we know that it will improve outcomes. So certainly we want to look at incentivizing opportunities for access to healthy foods and also access to health care in these communities. It is a problem. It's statewide. We certainly have pockets that are better served than others. I don't know the overall fix to this, but we do see a problem, and I think the first way to tackle a problem is to raise the flag. And food insecurity, maybe we think of a light switch, right? So these people have food, these people don't. It's not that. They're insecure about what will they eat next week. What will they eat? What will they send with their children to school tomorrow? Or will they have a turkey at Christmas? All of those things that some people take for granted. Many people don't know what's coming down the pipe next week.
Yeah.
So, it's a tough problem, but it's one that is so important, and everybody should have access to food, right?
Yeah.
You and I were talking about that before the break, that we just can't fathom that problem and the magnitude that it is to be number one in the country.
If an individual or companies want to get involved, want to help out, how do they do that?
So thank you for that. We will be happy to update our graphics to include any corporate sponsors that want to jump on board with us with matching dollars. That definitely, using your corporate footprint to put the website on your company site, to direct people there, to ask your employees to give. It's such a worthy statewide campaign. We can always use more corporate sponsors, and then individuals. Every dollar counts.
Yeah. Come
out and see us on the radiothon that we're doing on the 13th. We'd love to have you. If you've got a story that you want to tell, we want to hear from you, about that this impacts real people. I think we can all think about our families and friends, and there's somebody that falls into this category where you wonder how they get by, and that's who this is for.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Well, I think it's really good to engage the private sector and just private citizens, because I think there are a lot of people that want to help. They just don't know the best way to do that.
Well, we would just urge you to join with the Physicians of Mississippi as we meet the need during this holiday season. And again, I want to thank all of our partners, especially SuperTalk, for allowing us to put this message out.
Got it. Dr. Jennifer Bryan with the Mississippi State Medical Association has been our guest, talking about food insecurity and how you can help. Tell them one more time how they do that.
All right. Well, you can go to the Mississippi State Medical Association website, or you can go to the SuperTalk website. Ergon and Atmos will likely have it up on there soon. And please donate and come out and see us on December 13th.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Dr. Bryan. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. Coming right back in the Element Wealth Studio.